talk about what we're doing here. So, just messing around. This is if you haven't seen any of my videos, check them out on Dawson's Tractions plugins. One is called Myth and one is called Novum. So Novum's like a granular plugin that allows you to use your samples as well as theirs built-in presets, which are nice. And you can take up to 6 layers. It breaks your sample into 6 layers, and then you can remove parts and manipulate them. And then Myth is kind of like, I forgot what they how they describe Myth. If you haven't seen Myth, check it out. But check out Dawson. Myth is kind of like a synthesizer, but it you can put your own samples in it and then like all these effects. It's crazy. You just gotta check it out. What's up, Sim City? So we're using Myth as well as Novum. They're both plugins from Dawson Traction, and they are really fun plugins because they're sample based and they allow you to use your samples to create instruments. And so I created this pad, which I'll show it to you right now. Let's just go in here and mute. So here's a pad. Turn that metronome off. So I'm creating this pad right here, which I played in using the keys. So this one was using Novum. Okay. Then I added in this, just kind of like a drone. This is from Myth. These are two of the instruments I used on my previous album. It's a little click. For some reason, it clicks on the end, tail end. I still haven't figured out why that happens. Maybe I need to put a fade on it. Let's see. Oops. Undo that. So on this tail end here, it fade. I guess I could. I wish they would show you the fade so I can see what it's doing. I don't even know if it's fading or not. How far does it let me go up to? Lord have mercy. I don't know what it's doing on the fade. I would hope that it's fading out, which was my goal. But let's see here. Let's see if it fades when we get to the end of that. We'll have to mute that other track. That's something I think they should fix, or not fix, but add. Is the ability to see the fade, because I don't know if it's fading or not. I mean, I could turn this thing all the way up and see what it does. Let's see. How far does it? My God. Oh, it's fading. Millisecond fade. Oh, it does show the fade. I can see it now. But it takes quite a bit to get the fade to exist. 1,000? So it does do a fade on there. That's cool. But I don't want to fade that much. So let's go 500. Try that out. So the fades work. Let's do a fade on the front end too. Let's try that. The goal is to get rid of these stupid clicks. I'm gonna go into this one, to the arranger. Why am I doing that? And we're gonna add a fade on this one. We'll do 500. And we'll do the same on the intro. That's a bit much though. That's heavy on the fade, huh? Let's see if we could go, maybe we do 250 or something, a little bit less. I just want it to fade out, but not be like, but not completely to the point where you can't, where it dies off. I don't know, to get rid of the click, basically. Maybe we go 150, just something small. All right, let's go back to the other mix track here. Grid. Back to the Ranger, and we'll change this from 500 to like 150. It feels like it's too much still, even with that. So let's just do 100. So let's see here. We'll just do 100 and then 100 on the fade in. So we'll add some drums. Kind of building just a simple track here. Get a piano. I'm going to use Keyscape, but you can use any piano you have, really. I think, no, you know what? I'm not going to use Keyscape. I'm going to use Spitfire Audio's Intimate Grand Piano. This is like a $30 grand piano, but it sounds really good, in my opinion. So I actually need to figure out what chords I'm going to use. The way I'm going to do this is I'm going to figure out what key I'm in first. So I'm going to use Scalar to detect the key by playing the notes. And then it will tell me what key it's in, right? So it's in C sharp minor scale. Those are the notes I'm playing in there. So then I can go find any scalar thing that's in that key, and I should be pretty good. So I'm just looking for a C sharp minor, which could also be D flat if you don't see. So I'm gonna go with D flat, retro, so D flat. Well, we're looking for minor. So D flat minor, or it could be E, right? Because those are both, that's the relative major and minor. We'll go with something like this. Okay, and then I'm gonna send scalar to it. That's how I do my chords. I know you can't see what I'm doing on the computer, but just setting it up. Then everything becomes a mission to figure out what scale you want to. I usually don't play If I do pads, I'll usually play in the chords for the pads first that I'm using. But in this case, I just started out with pads and didn't really think about it. Just played in a scale and it was like, okay, cool. So I'm trying to find a chord progression that works. Well, I like that. Something simple. I don't want something too busy, I should say. Scalar is not free. On, I think, iOS, you can get it for $20, $30, something like that, maybe $20. And I think it's $19.99 to unlock it. I think there's a free version on iOS, but you're not gonna want it. Just pay for it. It's worth it. Um, in the end, you'll probably find yourself using it a lot more if you like chords. I don't think I would use it for too much other stuff, but like for chords and things like that, you'll enjoy it. If you're not using, and then if you're on desktop, I would say yes. That's what I use. I use Scalar for chords to get started. I mean, I can play a chord, but when I'm just trying to create something and I don't know where I'm going, these are Prism chords. They make packs with different styles of music and sounds in them. You can check out Prism chords. Just look that up. PRISM Prism. I've done videos on it too, and they do chord packs. And those chord packs, you can just take them and just pick it. I'm just picking around to find some chords I like. To figure out something I like with it. And sometimes it don't work. I mean, if I'm blatantly, speaking of blatantly, if I'm honest, it may not work. Oops. So if it doesn't work, then you keep trying to get something else, maybe that fits better. This is actually feels like the wrong key. Is this D, C? No, it is C sharp minor. Okay. Yeah. So you're trying to find something. D flat minor, 70s chords, 70. So I'm using different. Prison. Yeah, prison, no diddy. It's PRISM. Prism Audio. And they make chord packs that you can buy. You can catch them on sale sometimes. And if you buy Scalar, you'll have some packs in it already. They give you songs, different artists, chord progressions that you can use. But I like to buy other stuff because I want jazz. I want, other sounds, other chordal ideas, I should say. All it is a bunch of chords that work together, and then you can like pick. I'm picking around to find chords that work together in my song, right? That feel good. and then I use those chords and play them in a rhythmic pattern to create a song. So. Hey, what's up, Luha? Yeah, we're using Traction's Dawson Novum and Myth to make this sound, to make these pads and these kind of drone sounds. Put some drums over it, some simple drums. This is not really a bass. I was gonna do a upright bass with Trillium, but nope. Wabbit, what's up? We're just jamming since birth, always, man. Part of who I am. That's it. I found a converter. Convert with Moss. So if the chords don't work, I can always come back and play these pads again. I'm not really tripping on that. I'm gonna put together some chords that work with this beat, and then I'll go and redo the pads or whatever, just to make them sound better. So let's try something here. Nope, don't like it. Undo. And I like to see the, let's go. We're gonna go back to the arranger. Now I'm recording it live, so there's no MIDI here other than the MIDI used to make the sound. But I'm gonna have to record it and play it like on point. So let me actually figure out what I want to play real quick. We'll start with that. We'll try that out. There we go. Something simple. All right, that's fine. So then the way I edit it is just go in. I think I said this before, the corresponding click the bar that you want, and then to get the end off of that, just go ahead, touch it, and then split it, and then shift, cut, done. So there's this. Then I want to go ahead and duplicate it. Just click it, duplicate, done. All right, so now I have the chords laid in, pretty simple. I'll have to redo these first two tracks because they're actually off. So I'm just gonna clear the track. It's fine. Clear that track. Fine. All right, so now I have the drums and the chords. Let's go back and mess with the pad a little bit, see if I can get a pad. Let's see that. Make sure it's working here. Pad. Oh, I think I might have muted those. Yep. That happens a lot because I keep forgetting that. This pad this is not the one. Let's see if we can find something that works better with this. Instead of drone, we just want a pad. Oh, Lord, no. MPC? Hold on, let me answer your questions. Is the MPC keys heavy? I mean, it's about, I think it's like 9 pounds, 10 pounds, something like that. It's either 8 to 10 pounds, somewhere in that range. I don't really know, but I think it's like 8 to 10 pounds. It's not super heavy. I can lift it up with my hands right now. I mean, it does take two hands. I could probably carry it with one hand, but yeah, it's about 8 to 10 pounds for sure. I've been converting contact libraries most of the day with this tool. Now we have 8 layers. Yeah, 8 layers is incredible. I mean, you can get some really nice sounds. Live 2 got a speaker. Yeah, Live 2 has a speaker, but this little speaker is like $100. Actually, I got it for less than that. It was like $60 on Amazon, a little sound core. And it does the job pretty good. Of course, the Live 2, you got it with you, but you don't have any keys. So you're gonna have to carry a keyboard with you too on the side if you that, or if you do like the Novation launch key pads or whatever, you could take one of those. But that's extra stuff. So everything has its goods and bads depending on what you want. All right, that is definitely not it. Looking for something more subdued. All right, we're gonna skip myth here. For now, we'll go get a simple. I have some simple stuff in here we could find. A pad with. If you guys haven't if you use Ableton, then you know, check out, what's his name, Elephant or whatever, his website. He has this cool randomization of pads. That ain't the one I want though. Well, you can get these pads, but I'm gonna use another one by a guy who does. He actually makes presets for Arturia, but he also has his own Ableton stuff. It's I think his name is Constantine Klim or something like that. He has presets that are in the Ableton stuff, and then he has his own stuff too. So he makes this cool ambient synth that he does. Tell you what, not feeling this, so let's use the strings inside of here. We'll delete that track. Delete this track. We'll add a plugin. You click here. I think if I'm not mistaken with this one, you can go and no, you cannot. Plugin settings. Oh yeah, you can. It's right here. So you can load the plugin from in here pretty easy. And the studio strings are pretty good. Then go here and pick which one. I like the chamber ones. Or like a soft one, soft preset. Then you need to edit. So it's kind of fun because you could just put it over the back as a layer. I'm gonna just do that real quick. That's actually not what I want to do. So you guys get to see my mistakes a little bit. Yeah, live to have better quality and way better hot built quality. Oh, you're talking about the speaker. Well, yeah, it's pretty good. I've had the Live 2 before, so I can speak on it having both. I I think it's really nice to have. It is solid, but you're not gonna be able to mix with that thing. Not well, in my opinion. You're gonna still need to. You could probably do a track on it and make it with it, but you're gonna need to put some headphones on if you really want to mix well with it. Unless you just have that kind of skill where you can hear it, how to mix it through that speaker. But to me, the mixes that I've tried to do on it didn't sound so good. So, but that was just me. Maybe I'm just not good at that. I don't know. You have that skill, yeah. Maybe you do have that skill. I wouldn't doubt it. Some people got it like that. I ain't got it like that. Sorry. I like this better. I'm gonna try this. Yeesh. We'll just do that one. Try to put something in here. Yeah, build quality, yeah. Well, the Live 2 is made to go, to be able to go carry it around and take it places. They put a battery in it, so yeah, of course. But I don't think its build quality is better. I mean, I think it's built. I think it's built for what its purpose was. I think if you look at it for what its purpose is, it's built well. Oh, you talking about the pads? Well, the pads are bigger for sure than the MPC key, 37 and 61. But the keys are built better in the sense of they're made for keys. Keys feel a little plastic. Well, I think they are plastic if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if they feel a little plastic. They are plastic. It's made so I think it's made so you can play synth, right? Because these are more, they're semi-weighted, but I think it's made so that you can play synth on. But I have to tell you this, I'd trade a speaker, the buttons, on the Key 37 are the same as the One Plus in my opinion. From what I've touched both and I think they feel about the same. So to me the Key 37 is kind of like a mixture of the 61 in the sense of it has keys, but the buttons are more like the MPC One Plus. And the pads are like the MPC One Plus, but the Key 61 has the same pads. Cause I had the 61 before I got this. Yeah, the 61 buttons are rubber. Yeah, I don't like that. I didn't like that about the 61. I didn't keep it either. I like these buttons better on here. The plastic buttons don't bother me one bit at all. Yeah, I saw you have the 61. The plastic buttons don't bother me at all. I'd rather have plastic than rubber buttons, which is part of the reason why I don't want to mess with the what is it, the push 3 or whatever, and all. I mean, not the push 3, but the push 2 and all that stuff. I never touched it because it was those rubber buttons and stuff get sticky. What, the 60? Oh, the 61 feel better. I don't know. I like it. I like the way it feels. It's fine. The only thing complaints I ever had was the UI. For me, it was never MPC's pads or, well, I did think the pads feel like bricks when I first hit them, but then I was used to not playing drums on pads. I was playing drums on keys, so that's different. Yeah, I bought it the week it released. I got it too. Oh, you gonna? I want to do that with this one. I want to put a cover because I'm not a fan of this red, but it's okay. It's not bad in person. I think it looks better than on this cameras, but I'm not. I mostly use this thing right where you see it sitting. I don't take it anywhere. It's not a travel machine by any means. So trying to adjust the volume on this thing. Oh, I didn't even notice they have probability in here. Ratchet. That's crazy. I didn't even notice. I noticed this velocity was here. I never opened this tool. But yeah, that's cool that you can do all that. Interesting. Learn something new every day. Strings. Go to the mixer. Maybe turn it down. Again, I don't finish stuff like this all the time. I typically leave the board to finish. But that's just me. You don't have to do that. Yeah, I don't really have flex beat, but I just noticed this up here in a previous video. Hold on, let me talk about this. I did not know this drop down menu was up here. Did anybody else catch that? If you swipe down up here, you got access. So let's say you're in, okay, so let's do this. Let's say you're in, you probably don't need it here as much, but let's say you're in the grid here or the arranger. You can swipe down, turn the metronome on and off. If you don't have a button for it, or if you want to use the buttons, you can. You can also retro record. Obviously, you know, if you don't know that, you know, if you hit shift record, it'll do the retro record, but you can turn that on. You got Ableton Link, you got the metronome on and off right there, the automation, the loop, the time correction, the tuner, and you got your Q-Link screen stuff that you can do over here. But all I didn't even know that was like all right here in this little drop down menu. So if you haven't figured that out, now you know. Macros also, yeah. Yeah, so a lot of stuff. I mean, there's between the slide over here if you want to access one of these menus pretty quick, and then the slide down here to access your sequence, which can you change? Yeah, so you can change your sequences there or your BPM or whatever you're gonna do. It's pretty dope. I mean, it's gotten so much better. It's best it's ever been in my opinion, but I still want those clips for the like audio clips have here. I'd love to see them put the clips in for the MIDI so that you could just take and easily in here just duplicate MIDI clips or whatever. You can do it, but it could be better. Let's just leave it at that. All right, cool. So what do we want to add next? I still want to, for some reason, I still want to use Novum in here. Like I was doing, but all right. Let's do Novum. We'll find something in here we can use. Particle motion. Novum is so, if you haven't checked out Dawson stuff, man, Dawson Traction, this stuff is really good, in my opinion, at least. If you like very ambient drones and like pads and things of that nature, then you should check them out. You can make your own sounds too. Yeah, that's true. Immersive. They need to bring back. Yeah, because I don't see it on here. Somebody asked me about that, and I was like, I have to look. I don't see time signatures. My goodness, time signatures is amazing. I guess a lot of people use this thing as typical like boom bap for like they use it for EDM. They use it for stuff that a lot of stuff that's in 4/4, which is understandable. But then at the same time, there's those people that want to explore and go outside of the box a little bit. And yeah, so yeah, they need to make take. That's what I was thinking, Luha. Like, don't take away some of the stuff. Just make it more. What's the word I'm looking for? Just make it more fluid. Like, you don't need five different ways to do the same thing. So they could do that, like dumb it down to like one or two ways to do something, but don't take away everything people already like about it. Tempo can be automated. Good point. You could do that. I didn't even. I've never. I don't do a lot of automation of tempo. I mean, I've done that in the past, but I don't really do that so much now. But that ain't it. Let's try myth one more time. Let's go with some texture stuff. Let's add that in. All right. I'm gonna record from this spot here and just go. So we'll just go record play. Should start there, right? Yeah, I would love to. Oh my gosh, doing film scores in here would be insanity. That's like a dream come true to me because I like that kind of stuff. All right, here's a problem I have though. So take a look at this. Hold on. This thing here, I can't zoom in. Oops, I didn't mean to move it. Hold on, undo. Okay, so let's say I want to look at this, but I don't want to move it though. There we go. Zoom in. No, this way. I can never get something to start, like particularly like pads and things. I can never get it to start on the one. And because I can't stretch this the way I would stretch it, like in Ableton, I could adjust this, no big deal. I could take and drag apart and stretch it just to where it plays on time. I cannot, you can't edit stuff in here like this. So wherever you record is what it is. How do you nudge audio? I'm not talking about nudge the note of the audio. I'm talking about so that it stays in time. Turn off TC. TC isn't. Oh, it is on, I guess. Yeah, I'll record it again because it's not that big of a deal. I'll record it again with TC off just to see if it works. We'll start on 9. Okay, let's do this. So TC, just so we see, is off. Tap, tap. What do you mean tap, tap? Timing correct. Yeah. Oh, okay, to turn it off and on. Yeah, it's off. All right, so at the button screen. What do you mean at the button screen? It's already off. Oh, I'm gonna re-record it. I want to see if it goes on time. So now I forgot what note I was playing, but maybe it's this one. All right, let's record it. Oops, stop. Record at this one. Hold on, I'm gonna record it just so we can see. All right, so we're gonna go record, play. All right, we'll stop it there. That's fine. I don't care. Just want to see. So I'm gonna go to 12, and I'm gonna chop this end off because this isn't what I wanted there. So we'll touch it, split it, and then shift cut. All right, so then I'm gonna double. I want this to, I'll just double it. But see what I mean? Like, okay, so you're saying at the bottom of the screen, bring the audio file back. Yeah, so you say bring it back. You're talking about, at the bottom here. This? Why doesn't it move though if I touch it? See, it's not moving. Yeah, you can, okay, so you can do that. So you can adjust the note. We see that. But I meant like, select the audio file, select nudge tab. Okay. Don't snap. I'm on the nudge tab. Now just jog wheel or arrows. I'm moving the arrows. You see nothing. Okay, I see it moving a little bit. Okay, so that's just moving, but that isn't answering the question. Hold on. Watch. I need to zoom in so you can see. Okay. So yeah, I know you can nudge the audio, of course. I realize you could do that a little bit like that. You're talking about like that portion there, and then just move it, and then move it in to here. But the problem is, okay, so let's go over here. If I record short, let's say I record something short, like over here is short, right? I need to extend this out. So hold on, let me click here and then extend it out to here. Okay, that's that. But so that's what you're talking about, just doing that. The problem is if the start happens at a certain point, it's not gonna, it doesn't, I guess you could turn on warp and maybe it would stretch it the right way. But if it doesn't stretch it in time, it's gonna sound off, right? Certain parts will still sound off when you do it. Because it's not like Ableton where you can touch and put a marker and stretch that little piece to make it on time. So we'll just play it from here. Replay until it is right or chop it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, well, I know you can chop it, but that was my whole point was, sure, you could chop this and then replay it. And yeah, you could keep replaying it. What I'm saying is it doesn't on a pad because the attack is slower. It does not play the attack. It doesn't play the note right where I want it. So I guess I could turn off the attack and then just have it play from the beginning, but that kind of defeats the purpose, I guess. So yeah, it is what it is. I don't think it's possible. I mean, if I go in this oscillator here and look to see where is the attack on this thing, I'd have to figure out. I don't know this one that well enough to say I know where the attack is. mod, oscillator. Okay, but what I'm saying is that I can't stretch it like in Ableton. So that is what it is. You just have to accept that. But at least you're right. I mean, at least you can move it, which is kind of nice actually, because I thought that was not there. So appreciate you showing us that, or telling us that at least. You're saying half speed the chord, the thing I just did? Oh, you're saying, oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying warp it, put some speed on it, and then just change the warp. So, yeah, that didn't work out too well. Whatever I did there, it was not good. Hold on. I'm trying to find it. Okay, there it is. So we could warp it, stretch it like this. Let me see, where is it not showing me? See what it does if I warp it. I don't know about all that. That sounds pretty bad. So then you could just duplicate it, take the warp off. So it'll come down to, yeah, depending on what you're trying to do. Hey, I am Ray Beats. What's up? Question, can you do a video how to connect the MPC to a computer without an audio interface, by the way? I got the MPC live too. So I've done videos similar to that, but you're still gonna have to have, I mean, when you say connect, are you talking about for MIDI purposes, or are you talking about just to record the audio out? Because if you're trying to record the audio out, you're gonna still need to buy some device to hook it to it. And I did a video about Sonos, the Sonos input adapter, where you can run like a headphone out of here into this, into your computer. That's the probably cheapest way. It's like 20 bucks. But if you want to get better sound, I would say you want the audio. Oh, so you want the audio. Yeah, so the Sonos thing is the best way to go, in my opinion, from the headphone out if you're using an MPC. But you also could use the left right out and send it to a device too, but you're gonna have to have something that allows you to take input, right? So there you gotta have something to replace if you're not gonna use an audio interface, and that's what this little Sonos SONOS adapter is. It's an input adapter, and it allows you to send audio into your computer. I just plug it right into the USB-C and then just record in. I mean, I do that on the iPad too, record into the iPad that way. So check out the video I did where I show this little device here where you could plug a headphone into one, and then you could plug this into this, and that sends the audio into your device or your computer or whatever, iPad or whichever one you want to use, and then plug a headphone adapter like this for the Apple, if you're using Apple. Or if you have a headphone that has USB-C, you can do that. And then you have what you need to record in and then out. That's all you need, is some device that allows you to do this. I think, but by the time you spend 20, another 10, that's 30. This is probably another 10, that's 40 bucks. It's cheaper than an audio interface for the most part, but if you can get a little $100 or $50 audio interface, you'd probably be better. You'd probably be more happy. Hey, no problem. Appreciate you. I am Ray Beats. Thanks for stopping in too for that. So yeah, it's really, again, it comes down to what you want to do with regards to recording audio. But let me see if I can. Yeah, I'm not feeling this track at all, right? Or this part of the track, I should say. But anyway, just trying out stuff. See, let me just clear this out. Oops, clear that one. But that's good to know. So you can learn as you go along the way what you can add and do to create different sounds. Um, we could put some texture in there if we want. We could grab different plugin for glitch machines. Cataract is the one, if you ask me, when it comes to making glitchy sounds. And then throw in some samples. I'm just gonna pick some random. Let me go to my drum folder and see if I have some random samples that we can use so we don't get any copyright stuff. I'm gonna throw some hat loops in here. I'm gonna throw in some other textural stuff. Actually, we'll just use a few textural pieces here. And then we'll glitch it up by just hitting the randomize button, randomize all. Set the tempo to be the same tempo you have here and then press play. And then let's see, mixer should be hearing it through here. But we're not. This thing die. Got to send the audio out. Also in sample edit page, there is an option to control the stretch up to 400%. So sample, okay, so you're saying, go back to, let me record something in here. Not that. All right, let me record that in just real quick, just to put some over it. All right, so go back to the arranger. There we go. Here we are. All right, so you're saying edit page, there's an option to control the stretch up to 400%. So you're saying the edit page here has an option to record? Why is it not touching the... Oh, thank you. I am Ray Beats. Appreciate you. I'm just messing around, to be honest with you, but trying to see what he's talking about with the... Nope, that's the audio. 400. That's for the level. That's for reverse. Oh, are you talking about in the sample editor here? This portion here? If I go over to where I just recorded, where did I record that? Talking about there? To record up to 400%. Oh, stretch the audio 400%. I didn't know that, Luha. I'm gonna have to check that out. Stretching the audio up to 400%. That's crazy. Okay, so touch that and then move this over here. So it's easy to, for a lot of people that's wondering, it would be nice if this was in the arranger where I didn't have to go and edit this to do this, but it is what it is. I don't want everything perfectly on, by the way, so just so you know that I don't always make my samples perfectly on. I mean, I'm playing it in live, so it's not like I'm... I was trying to get this cataracts thing to go out, but I can't get it to go out. It should be playing when I press play, but for some reason it's not. And I'm not sure why. Maybe I have to have record on and then have another audio track. You would think it would send the sound through here, but it's not. Arm record, auto monitoring, inputs. Should be hearing. I don't know why I'm not hearing this. What's going on with this thing? There we go. So sometimes little weird stuff like this, just sitting over the back. Because it's constantly moving. Then you can put like a reverb over it too. Like some type of shimmer reverb, like this. So here going in the back. So I'm gonna record that in. I'm just gonna let it play. And about halfway through, I'm gonna glitch it a little more. And then I'll keep parts that I like and parts that I don't like, I'll just throw them away. Okay, so there it is. Then I'll come in and grab parts. I don't really care about this. This is just something to throw across the back of the track. So I might say I'll keep the first four bars, I should say. I keep saying parts, but I mean bars. And I'll split them all. So go ahead and split. Maybe I like these 2 bars here. Split. Just travel through through the sample in here and split and pick parts. 2, 3. I usually keep them in bars of like 4 and 8, stuff of that nature. So I don't like this last one. So I'm gonna cut it out. I don't care for this piece right here. Cut it out. And then I'm gonna just move this. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Undo that. I'm going to move this piece over here. And then I'm going to grab the tail, or this piece here, and I'm going to, I didn't mean to do that either. Go back to the track. Okay. Nope, don't do that either. Back to the Ranger. All right, so back to the Ranger. I'm going to go shift and copy this, and then throw that part on. I'm just picking and choosing bits and pieces, guys. That's all I'm doing. Why did I paste it over there? Paste it over here. Then I'm going to grab this part, copy it. And I'm going to take this over to here to 13. And shift paste. There we go. So now I'll back out of this portion here. Go back to the arranger, close this out, and flatten this piece. Oops. Right here. I'm just going to hold it, flatten. So it's going to make a new audio. There you go. The only problem I find that I wish it would stop doing is adding, hold on a second. Go back. It adds all these extra, see all this length here? I don't need that much length on it. It's ridiculous. So I have to go back in and then remove that part by same thing. It's just a split. Touch it, split it, cut that out, boom, adjust it back to 16. So it's a little extra work, but it is what it is. And now I have texture across the back of the track. There it is right there. So we'll play. Let me turn this bit up off of it. And once you get used to it, it's actually pretty smooth. Then you could go in and start adjusting these volumes a little bit. Maybe lower this just enough where it just sits there. It's not the greatest playing. I don't know what I was doing here. It sounds off too, but I can always, again, I can re-record because I was just messing around. I wasn't really even, that doesn't sound as good. For some reason, it sounds a bit off. So we'll go back to the arranger, close that out, and just re-record in your saxophone parts, which was, or you can play guitar. Whichever. I'm gonna grab the saxophone. Thank you, Quiet Riot. All right, so let's just record in. All right, something's off. I can hear, I think it's, I feel like it's in the chords. Play it. Maybe it's not the chords. Right around there, it seems off a bit. It wasn't that bad at first. I don't know what I did or whatever. So let's see. Is it the drums that got off? No, the drums should be good. Either way, you gotta make sure you save and stuff. If you're keeping, I'm not keeping this track. This track is just for YouTube purposes, so I am definitely not so worried. But I would like to know why it how it got off. So the only way I can think to figure that out is maybe mute tracks. Why does it say bass? Weird. That's not the bass part though. That's the chords. So I don't know if I messed something up along the way, but this should have been chords. I don't know how it changed over to bass. Pretty sure that's not a bass. Yeah, so weird. Glitch in the bass. Yeah, it must be because how did it? I was totally not named bass. I wouldn't put that on chords. So something happened. I guess I could undo a bunch of stuff. I don't know how far it goes back on undo. But let's see if I can go back far enough to see where it changed it to a bass. Bass? Still says bass there. Okay. Probably was when I was, still says bass. Maybe somehow I recorded it there as a bass. I'm trying to go way back now. Oh, let me keep going. See if, again, I don't care if I lose this track, so I'm just doing this for, still says bass. So maybe I didn't, okay, there we go. Maybe I played the chords over it and just didn't name it something different. Weird. Let's redo and go back. That's not a beta issue. That's a user issue, I think. So that's fine. All right, so let's just, if you do that kind of stuff, you got to make sure you rename it to chords or something. Let's do chords. I think if you go in here, if I'm not mistaken, you can rename the sample too. Let's see. Yeah, so you can rename the sample here and just call it chords or whatever you want to do. Chords. Cool. So weird. If you're afraid to lose your stuff, you might want to not do it the way I just did it, but I'm just showing you. Strings. So if you're a hardware person, then doing things this way probably doesn't bother you at all. If you're a software person, it takes a little bit of work getting used to moving around this thing, navigating through it. But once you get it, you got it and you're good. So it's really not that, the editing actually is really good if you ask me in here. I think it's not so bad at all. I'm gonna do this one simple now. I'm just gonna go ahead and split, and we're just gonna get rid of this whole back end piece over here by doing cut. And then what we'll do is we'll just duplicate 4 copies of the same thing. It's just for texture. And you can keep these separate too. You don't have to. You don't have to go in here and join them together or anything. I was just doing that because it's nice to have one fluid piece. horns sound bad. Sorry. Just throwing something together quick. Not really. I would dare not put this out, but I'm just showing you that you can do it. That track is muted. Glitch in the beta, only the one I created on this time. So blatantly blatant. Yeah, the only glitch was me on this one. So just gotta work at it. But this thing is not hard to use. I mean, my goodness, if it gets any easier than this, I don't know what to say. But I think it's super easy. There are some things they could do a little bit better. Of course, that's everything I think that you look at. But it's things even with messing with this a lot, it's still stuff I don't even notice. Like if I'm on this screen, I didn't even realize that you could just hit edit audio, go right into here and start. They got too many ways sometimes to do the same thing, and that is tough for me because then I feel like I gotta learn them all, right? Just to be able to use it, but you don't really have to. But if you like starting from this screen and want to go into the edit, you could either look at the arrangement here, which is fine, or you could just hit edit and edit your audio, then go back to your main menu. But me personally, I think I like working in this area, just the arranger, and then just adjust from the grid at the bottom. And now that I know this is here too, when I need to turn the metronome on, though I tend to reach for the button more, which is probably what most people will do. Just turn the button on. If you like using it up here, you can do that. It's pretty simple. Somebody asked me about hooking to, oh yeah, I told you about that because you were talking about the audio. Yeah, so this controller, this Keys 37 has something unique in it that I think, well, it's unique to this one and I believe the Key 61, and that's being able to hook the MIDI up is so much better. To be able to hook your MIDI up and just play right into your DAW if that's what you want to do. So, because that's how I'm able to do it right now, using my instrument straight into here and just play without having, and I can just record directly into here, sequence, do all the other work here. And the only reason I'm looking at the computer is just to be able to pick a guitar, or pick whatever instrument I'm going to play with. So there you have it. Oh, you are? Yeah, I mean, it's MPC Key 37. If you need a keyboard and you like the MPC workflow, it's definitely worth it. I would say that there are some things I don't like about it, but a lot of that is just not, it's subjective, not liking, just me personally. But it has to do with the instruments in it. If you're gonna buy those instruments, if you're just sample based and everything you do is gonna be sample, you'll love the MPC. It's the best thing ever. I mean, sequencer is the best to me in hardware, and I think it's I enjoy using it a lot. But if you're looking for better quality sounds, do not buy the MPC for sounds. It's gonna be very disappointing and you're gonna be frustrated. Oh, you already have the Live 2. Well, then you already know what MPC is. Then you good. Yeah. Yeah, if you have the Live 2, I like the Live 2. I personally think the only thing I don't like about the Live 2 is the rubber buttons, and I don't care for the way the screen Like the Live 2 is like this. If you cut the keys off here and you kept this, maybe without those wheels, something like that. This is sort of like a Live 2, and then put a speaker down here instead of the keys, right? So imagine, I don't like looking at the screen this way with the pads over here, but for some reason on this machine, because the way they built it with the tilt up on it, it kind of works right. The tilt up on the screen makes it more useful for me when I'm visibly when I look at it. It doesn't bother me. And MPC 3.0 is just it's really good. I can't deny it. I mean, just being able to see your drums right here and being able to edit right here on the screen without having to go into an edit. I mean, you still can go in it if you want to do some more adjustments, but having the bulk of what you need right here in front of you. And you can go and switch the layers, which I forgot about. You can change layers here. The velocity is right here. If you want to drop the velocity, all that stuff is right here. Super simple to use. The Ranger just makes it better. Yep. Well, I'm probably going to get off here. Battery is dying slowly on my iPad as well as my iPhone. And it's been fun hanging out for a minute. Appreciate everybody stopping through. MPC3 is for me, absolutely. I agree, blatantly. Blatant is the best. It's the reason why I got back into the MPC. I wouldn't have got back into it if it wasn't for this. The 3.0 brought me back. Appreciate it. Yep, appreciate you too for stopping in. Click the like if you can on your way out, or even whenever, if you get an opportunity. Thank you, Ray Beats, for stopping in. Quiet Riot. Luha, as always. I know Immersive stopped in. Crazy Wabbit. SimCity. You guys are pretty regular. I appreciate that. I try to be regular at yours too. If I'm not out and about, I'll still try to click in and listen later and click like and support each other right through this YouTube thing. So appreciate it again. I'm going to get off. And until the next time, I'm out.